Welcome to another edition of Inside OPS. I'm Tatum Helm. Today I'm here with a new school board member, and now I will let him introduce himself.
My name is Jeremy Edge, and I'm a financial consultant with Hilliard Lyons and newly elected to the Owensboro City School Board.
So, you're newly elected to the school board. How many members were recently elected this last election?
Well, so there was 3 folks elected, and we had one gentleman, Dan Griffith, was re-elected, and then 2 of us, Melissa Decker and myself, are brand new. So
awesome. We're very happy to have you, by the way. Can you kind of tell me what is the school board? You know, I think there's a lot of confusion.
Yeah. Well, the school board, I think the main job is just to sort of oversee the district. Obviously the budget is a big deal. We kind of, I guess we're technically the boss of the superintendent, so we, oversee his duties and what's going on there. And then obviously really set policy at a kind of a 10,000-foot view.
It seems like it's a big job, time-consuming. Where did your interest peak in running for school board?
I've always had an interest in education, and with that, I've got children in the school system. I've got Addison is almost 10. She's a 4th grader at Sutton. Haley Grace is almost 6, and she's in kindergarten at Sutton. So I've been on that I was on the site-based council for a long time. Kind of understand how, start to get a feel for the interworkings of the school system and all that. And then, quite honestly, I've just been as a parent and not being necessarily a product of the city school system. I've really gained a great appreciation for it. Been able to see what Nick's doing, what's going on, and Innovation Academy, all the exciting things that are going on.
Exactly. Exciting,
So I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yeah. So you said that you are a parent of 2 daughters.
Right.
What did they think when you were running? When you told them?
Well, I don't know that they fully understood what it was. Their biggest thing was, whose boss are you going to be if you win? Kind of thing. But it was fun because on the campaign trail, we went door to door and handed out flyers and all that stuff. So I would take the girls with me all the time and walk all the different neighborhoods and stuff. So that was cool.
Yeah, we saw your signs. You had some pretty awesome signs. I think they were my favorite of all the elections that were going on.
Well, I appreciate it.
Or of all of the campaigns that were going on. When you were campaigning, what was that like? How did you pitch yourself? Like, what was it like to say, I want to be your new school board member?
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good question. It was an interesting process. So just to get out there and explain, some of the big issues, I think the taxpayers, obviously, biggest thing for them is they want to know how you're going to spend their money, and as long as you're being a good steward, how you're going to be a good steward of that and those sort of things. So, to get out there and talk about that, and then obviously some of the bigger issues that are kind of coming to fruition now that were kind of hanging out there when we were running.
Right. So you had to run, you had to campaign, now you're elected. So over the next 4 years, right? You're elected position for 4 years. What are kind of your goals for the Owensboro Public Schools and the board?
Yeah. Well, so kind of going back to that, so running-wise, a couple of the big things that we were looking at, and again, a couple of them we're kind of in the midst of, but again, in my mind, first and foremost was to get Nick Brake re-upped on his contract.
Right, which is really important.
Yeah, absolutely, because he's been the driving force and he's been phenomenal. So we're going to keep him, going. So let's see, so we're February the 15th. In January, we were able to get that through and approved and get him signed on for another 4 years. So that was a big thing, obviously, and it's already been able to check that box. Then the second one is, the Texas Gas property. Okay, so the city school system owns the Texas Gas property. Yeah. What can we do with that property to make it most advantageous to the school system? So that's huge. And then something else that's kind of developed here recently that is starting to come about is there's a potential of getting the state to match the money that the school system's been putting back already. And if the state comes on board with their match, and you're talking about another roughly $1 million a year that the school system would have.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Which is
you're talking about some big
huge,
things.
yeah.
you get the Texas Gas Bronford, you get another $1 million, and you get the superintendent of the year or whatever signed back on.
Right.
That's pretty successful.
Yeah.
3 months.
Yeah, only
right?
3 months. So you have 4 years. You have a long time. You knew what you were getting into, kind of.
Yeah.
But is it what you expected? Like, how is it different? Like, did something surprise you? There's
a lot that goes into it. Signing off on some of the fundraisers at all the different schools and everything as they're trying to raise money. So it's just, there's a lot of small things like that that you didn't know you would be involved in, which is not bad.
Right,
but it's just
yeah.
you didn't know. And then, it's a huge organization. I don't know, I think Owensboro school system is second, third, maybe fourth largest employer in Davis County. I mean, so you're
right.
basically sitting on the board of this huge corporation, right? So it is very time consuming, which is fine. But even more, you sit on some of these nonprofit boards here in town, you think you kind of have a feel for things, but then when you get involved in something like this, it's a much bigger deal. But no, it's been great. So far, it's been awesome. The group that we have there, the 3 of us that are just coming in, and the other 2 folks that have already been there for a little while have been great to work with. It's a ton of fun, so I'm glad I did it for sure.
Right, yeah. So you said that you were not from an OPS school system.
Right.
You did not attend OPS schools. So have you kind of developed and gained that sense of like excellence and OHS pride and OPS pride?
Yeah,
you
I mean,
I
do.
You
did get that.
Big thing,
it is a big deal.
That Red Devil pride.
Yeah, it's hard for I went to Catholic schools all the way up through high school, and then I went to Apollo High School. So, I've got the Catholic side and I got the Eagle side. That then, when it boils down to it, I'm out there cheering for the Devils.
Right, Devils. For sure. So thank you for coming in. Are there any last comments that you would like to make?
No, I appreciate you having me, and hopefully that was helpful for you.
It was. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. For OPS, I'm Tatum Helm.